Morning everyone, welcome back to our swimming specific session. My name is Ciara Botha and I'm a biokineticist at the Sports Science Institute here in Cape Town. Just before we start, make sure that you have all the equipment that you need. So today you just need your elastic band or large towel if you don't have a band. And then also your small dumbbells, and if you don't have dumbbells you can use tins of food, bottles that are filled up, anything like that that's kind of 1 to 2 kg, so they don't have to be too heavy. Okay, and then also just a water bottle and sweat towel. So we're going to start with a small warm-up, so just walking on the spot. Okay, and while we're doing that warm-up, just remember if you have any kind of injuries or niggles, please change the exercises if you need to. So if there's jumping that aggravates pain in your knees, rather just move it, change it over to normal kind of stationary work. Okay, then moving over to small jog on the spot. Okay, then we're going to go to butt kicks. Okay, then you're going to do 10 jumping jacks for me. Back to your doggy on the spot. Okay, then we're going to go over holding on to something if you need to, doing your forwards and backwards leg swings. You're going to do 10 per side. Swinging your leg up as high as you can. Okay, then you can still hold on for this next one. You're going to do 10 swings across the body. Okay, on the side. Okay, 10 chest openers, keeping the arms nice and loose. And then 10 up and down swings with the arms. Okay, then you're going to pop hands on the shoulders. We're going to do 10 circles with the elbows moving forward, and then 10 backwards as well. Good. Okay, and then last one for the upper body, which we're going to do, you'll see later why we need to. You're going to tuck the elbows nice and low, down, hands pointing forward, and you're just going to squeeze up, hands on top of each other, going into your streamline position, pulling those arms up as high as possible, and then squeezing back down again. Okay, you're going to do 10 of those. Your arms should be straight when you go up into that streamline position. Okay, then you can move on to your knees. The next one we're going to do thread the needle, so it's a nice rotation for the spine and opening your chest up a little bit. So you're going to pop your arm through that window that you've made with the other arm. That supporting arm is allowed to bend, and then you're going to open up, twisting to look up at your hand. We're going to do 5 on each side. Okay, outside. Good. Okay. Then we're going to go into our plank position, and then from there, pushing back into your pike. Okay, so putting the heels down towards the floor as well, to feel the stretch in your calves and hamstrings. And then in that position, we're just going to walk our heels or calves out, 10 per leg. Okay, then from that pike position, walking the 1 foot forward, and you're going to twist open towards the front knee. Okay, we're going to do 5 per side of this one as well. And then last one. Good. Okay, then onto all fours. We're going to do our bird dog. So opposite arm and leg going up, 5 per side. Try to keep it nice and controlled. Back stays straight. Good. Okay, then for the last one as well, just to stretch out the hamstrings and the glutes a little bit, you're going to stand in a split stance position, so feet are apart, one in front of the other, but just make sure you're not in a direct line of each other. They are kind of in a split position. Then from there, arms will just cross over your chest, keeping the back nice and straight and both heels on the floor. You're going to lean forward, keeping a slight bend in the knees, and you should feel it stretching up the back of that front leg. Okay, you're going to do 5 per side of these. Okay, switch legs. So we're going to start the next, or the first activation set. You're going to need your bands for this one. So for the first exercise, what we're going to do, we'll actually start up here, is we're going to do our shoulder rollovers. So holding the band or your towel as wide as you need to, or as narrow as you need to. And you're just going to do your rollovers over the top of your body, keeping your arms nice and straight. Okay, going all the way from the band, being in front, touching your thighs, all the way to touching your hips at the back. Okay, you're doing 8 of those. Good. Okay, then what we're going to do for the next one, if you have a closed loop band like this, like I have, then you're going to pop the right foot in the bottom of the band, hold the band in your 2 hands, and then going into a 4-point kneeling position, you're going to hold the band on the floor under your hand with that right foot hooked in. Okay, if you have a normal TheraBand, then you're going to hold the 2 loose ends in your hand and put your foot in the loop that you've created. Okay, from there, kneeling on the left knee, keeping back nice and straight, you're doing a donkey kick, kicking back against the resistance of the band with your foot ending up at hip height. Okay, so you're going to do 8 per leg of those. Remember, your back is staying nice and still and using your glutes and hamstrings to kick up. You can make the band tighter just by holding it a bit tighter up in the front. Okay, switch sides. Okay, then you put the band to the side. The last one we're going to do our plank to pike. So in your high plank position, going into a pike, keeping your head nice and low, to slowly come back into your plank. 8 of those. Okay, then shoulder rollovers again. You can either do it kneeling or standing, it doesn't really matter. So we're repeating our set, doing our 8 shoulder rollovers. Okay, then popping that foot in the band for our donkey kicks. Also 8 per side of these. Okay, switching sides. And last one. Okay, band to the side, and then you've got your 8 plank to pike. Remember, you're controlling the movement of your hips up and down. You don't want to just let your hips flop down into a hyperextended position. Good. Okay, that's the activation done. So you can grab a sip of water, and I'm going to explain the first set. So for the first set, you're going to need your band and your small weight. So what we're going to do for this first one is you're going to move into a lunge position. So front leg nice and far forward, back leg back so that you've got enough space to lunge down. Okay, and then in your bottom position, both knees should be at 90 degrees and you're facing forward without any opening up or rotation at the hips. Okay, then from there, holding your lunge position, you're going to do band pull aparts for me. Okay, so it's going to be 10 band pull aparts per leg, so hold your lunge for 10 and then switch over to the other leg. Okay, then the second exercise, it's optional to use your weights for this one. It's quite a tough one if you are using weights. So the movement, you're going to be lying on your tummy. Okay, and then from there, hands pressed down to the floor, you're going to squeeze up using your upper back and glutes to stabilize. And then from there, your hands will start in this position, from the position we did in the warm-up, where they squeeze down, elbows next to your sides, and then pushing up into our overhead press. Okay, so option is without the weights or with the weights. Okay, up to you. So you're going to do 8 of those. Then you're rolling over onto your back for a nice core exercise. We can have our knees bent up at 90 degrees. There's 90 degrees on my hips, so don't bring those knees into close to the chest, and then 90 degrees at the knees. So you don't want your feet to flop down. From there, hands behind the head for support. Make sure that you're not hinging your hand or head on your hands and pulling up with your hands. You're using your core to keep your head up, and then doing small crunches, lifting the shoulders off the floor. Okay, also doing 10 of those. So we've got those 3 exercises. 10 for the lunges and the band pull apart, 8 for the overhead press on your tummy, and then 10 for the crunches. Okay, let's keep going. And we're doing 3 rounds. Okay, side. Good. Okay, then onto your tummy. I'm going to do the first set without the weight so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so using the glutes to stabilize, you want to squeeze up, the upper back as well, pulling the shoulder blades back and down, and pushing those arms up and down. Doing 8 of these. Good. Okay, roll over for your crunches. Elbows should stay in your periphery for the crunches. Good. Okay. Grab a quick sip of water and we're going to start round 2. Okay, so remember it's 10 band pull apart in your stationary lunge position. You're doing 10 per leg. And other side. Okay. Down onto the floor. Your overhead press. Okay, I'm going to use the weights for this next one. Okay, remember the weights don't need to be heavy at all for this one, so 1 to 2 kgs, 2 kgs being max. And rolling over for your crunch. Okay, remember for this crunch, you don't want to be kind of hinging off those hands like I said, and you're using your your core or upper abdominals to lift your shoulders off the floor, and it's a controlled movement. Okay, so deep breath in and exhaling as you squeeze up. Well done. Okay, let's start our last round. You can have a sip of water before you do. Okay, just a reminder for those lunges, should be a bit easier now because you're holding a position and not moving up and down, but you need to make sure that the front knee is tracking in line with about the second toe. Okay, so you don't want your knee falling in and out like that, and even while you're in that position, any movement or small movement shouldn't be happening at the knees. Okay, so the knees dead still in line with those toes. Okay, last round. Other side. Good. Okay, down onto your mat. Good, 8 overhead presses, and then rolling over onto your back for the crunches. Good. Well done. Okay, so that's our 3 sets done of the first block. Grab some water, and then I'm going to show you or demonstrate the exercises for the next bit. Okay, so for the next set you only need your band, so you can put those weights to the side. Okay, if you are using a towel, you might want to rather use your weights instead of using the towel. It'll be a bit easier to move around, so if you want to, you can just pop both weights into one hand, and I'll show you now what I mean with that one. Okay, so got your band for the first one. We're going to be placing your front foot in the middle of the band. Okay, and you're holding on either end. From there, we're going to do a single leg deadlift. So weight is on that front leg that you've got in the band. Back nice and straight, shoulders pulled back and down, so don't let your upper body round like that. Okay, and you want to keep that back straight the whole time. You slowly going to release the resistance of the band, moving forward, so you end up in that diver position. So a slight bend in the knee, back nice and straight, and hips are both pointing down. Okay, so you don't want to open, sorry, the other side. You don't want to be in that position and open the hips up. Okay, so hips are flat, and then standing up, pulling against the resistance of the band. Okay, you can see my back is nice and straight, shoulders are pulled down and back, but you don't want to be in that hyperextended position either. Okay, so it's just a neutral spine. Moving down and up, using the glutes to stand up and the hamstrings. Okay, so that's our first exercise. You are doing 8 per leg. Then after that, going into a seated position, you're going to put the band around your feet, sitting up nice and straight, so back is straight, legs straight. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you have tight hamstrings, which prevent you from sitting in that straight position. Then what you're going to do from there, sorry, that's wrong. So if you do have a continuous loop band like me, you're just going to loop one loop around the foot instead of both. Okay, so we're going to be doing a row into a horizontal, oopsie. Okay, so from there, doing a row into horizontal external rotation. Okay, so from there, elbows are at shoulder height. You're twisting the palms or hands backwards, taking that band behind your head. If you have a TheraBand, you'll just row and do the exercise normally. Okay, that's the second exercise, also doing 8 of those. Then we're going to go onto our tummy and we're going to do an airplane hold. Okay, so arms out to the side, legs straightened together, toes pointed, and you're going to squeeze up as high as you can, and we're going to hold that position for 20 seconds. Okay, squeezing the shoulder blades together while you're doing that. So, sorry, I forgot to say, if you are using your weights for the deadlift, you're just going to hold both hands or both weights in the one hand, and they're going to be in the opposite hand to the foot that's weight bearing. So if your left foot is on the floor, you're going to hold the weights in your right hand and do the movement up and down like that. Okay, let's get going. So we're doing 3 sets, 8 deadlifts per leg, 8 seated rows, and 20 seconds of the airplane hold. Whoop. Good. Okay, so I'm going to test your balance a little bit as well, which for me doesn't work so well at this time of the day. Okay, remember back is nice and straight, and you're working through your glutes and hamstrings to stabilize and hinge. Good. Okay, down into your row. Okay, same thing here. If you are using a towel instead of the band, rather use your weight, and you're just going to be rowing back and up with the weight. So it'll be more of a kind of frontal holding position instead of the row. Okay. 8 of these. Good. Okay, let me get my stopwatch ready. So for the next one, we've got our airplane hold, and we're doing it for 20 seconds. Okay, so arms are out to the side, legs kicking up at the back, nice and straight and toes pointed. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. Remember, shoulder blades are pulling together and down. So let those ears pull away from the, shoulders pull away from the ears. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, round 2. starting off with a single leg deadlift, either with your band or with your weights. Okay, remember 8 per leg. Keeping back straight, working through the glutes and hamstrings. Try to keep that floating leg off the floor for the full 8 reps if you can. Otherwise, just tapping it down in between each one. I feel that it's a bit easier on the one side compared to the other. My right side is a lot weaker than the left. Okay, then down for your rows. Okay, remember you've got that external rotation as well. Sitting up nice and straight. Good. Okay, and then ready for airplane hold. 20 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, let's start our last set. Okay, you want to make sure that you're also standing in the exact middle of your band, because you'll feel it becomes very lopsided if you end up with one bit longer on the one side compared to the other. Okay, outside. Remember you're only doing 8 per leg. Two more. And 8. Good. Okay, into our last seated row. Good. Okay, let's get ready for our airplane hold. This is the last one as well. Okay, 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and off you go. Arms and legs are lifted as high off the floor as possible. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so you can stay on the floor for this next bit. We're just going to squeeze in a last little conditioning set. So we've got 2 exercises here. We're going to try to get through 3 rounds, but you're going to go through it as quickly as possible. So try not rest in between, but you still want to do the exercises controlled. Okay, so don't rush the exercises, but don't waste time in between the exercises. Okay, so the first one is called prone swimming. So you're going to be lying on your tummy, hands are facing down to the floor, or thumbs up, whichever is a bit more comfortable, depending on the range in your shoulders. Head is hovering just off the floor, but looking down. I don't want you looking up with the head like that. So head looking down, you're going to squeeze the arms and legs up off the floor, and then you're going to kick up and down with the opposite arm and leg off the floor like that. Okay, so you're going to do 20 per side. Okay, so either count the arms or the legs. It doesn't matter if they're not properly in sync. It might get a bit confusing doing that. So you just count 20 per arm or 20 per leg. And then the second exercise we're going to do is going to be a squat jump. Okay, so feet comfortable distance apart. You're going to use your arms to swing. So down into your squat and then jumping up and down like that. Okay, and you're going to do 10 of those. So you're trying to get through 3 rounds as quickly as possible. Okay, starting off with our prone swing. Let's get ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. Good. Up for your squat jumps. Remember you're doing 10. Round 2. Okay, squat jumps again. Doing another 10. Okay, and last round. Okay, last 10 squat jumps. Good. Okay, let's have a quick stretch. Starting in our leaning lunge position. Front foot forward. You're going to push the hips forward. Okay, nice deep breathing while we get into our stretch. Okay, other side. Then we're going to go into a rolling pigeon. So front foot, you're going to bend the knee down onto the floor, and the further away from you your foot is, the more it will stretch, but you keep it where it's comfortable. So if it's all the way in like that, that's perfect. Okay, and then rolling over to lift both hips off the floor, and that back leg is stretched out behind you. Okay, other side. Okay, and you're going to roll onto your back. You're going to bring your knee into your chest, squeezing it nice and far in, pulling it far in at least. Okay, and straightening your leg, pulling the toes backwards, and you're just pulling your leg in towards your chest. Okay, other side. Okay, then that leg that's up in the sky, you're going to take it across your body, keeping it straight, putting it down on the floor on the other side, but try to keep both shoulders on the floor. So you feel it stretching through the side of your leg up into your glutes and then in the lower back as well. Okay, other side. Okay, then you can come up, roll over, and we're just going to finish off in our child's pose. So feet together, knees apart, sitting back onto your feet, reaching as far forward as you can. Okay, well done. Thank you everyone, thanks for joining. Just a reminder, if you have any questions or anything related to the bio work or swimming, please feel free to email me at cbotha@cisa.com, and then enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you.